All right, guys. Today we are going to do a hands-on experiment to do with Deflategate, with the recent controversy with the New England Patriots. And so we haven't seen one of these yet. So this is a football, obviously, and it's inflated to 11 psi, which is roughly what they're saying that the Patriots were. And this one,
12.5 psi.
So we're gonna do some passes, punts, kicks, catches. We're gonna do some experiments with the balls wet, dry, and we're gonna see if an actual deflated ball actually makes a difference. So let's get going. All right, so one of the major arguments about the deflated football is that it's easier to grip and easier to throw. But when I'm gripping these, it's not much of a difference to me. Perhaps it is a little bit, if you put a lot of pressure on this, yeah, it is a lot more squishy. But that's using a lot of force. Usually when you're throwing a football, you're not grabbing it like I don't know, one of those grip machines where you're exercising. You're just throwing the ball. You're not gripping it like a crazy grip. So, I mean, if you look at it that way, it's almost the same. I don't know what you think.
No, I mean, I agree. I feel like if you squeeze both of them, you put the same amount of pressure on them, you're going to squeeze them just the same. Like, I feel like it honestly wouldn't make a difference holding the ball as you run with it, or even passing it for that matter.
Exactly. Anyways, let's do some water tests real quick.
I was going to say that.
All right, guys, another argument that most people have is that in a wet game, that deflated ball is going to be a benefit. So we're going to go ahead and get these wet and see if that makes a difference. All right, so my final observations about this hands-on test is, so we threw the ball wet, we threw it dry, we kicked the ball, punted it, tried to catch the punts, or we just let them go sometimes too. My initial observations about each thing is passing it dry, it didn't really make a difference that this was deflated at all. I think we dropped about the same amount of passes as we caught. I mean, as both balls, right? I mean, we dropped the same amount of this one as this one.
Yeah.
Even though it's more deflated. I did notice it's a little bit harder for me to create a spiral with this one than this one. Also, when we were punting it, I noticed that we were able to kick the fuller ball farther. I'm not sure if it's because it has more mass or for whatever reason. It was able to travel farther almost consistently on the punts. So that would actually be a benefit of using a fuller ball. And in the wet pass, I didn't notice that much of a difference. They were both pretty slippery. This one might be just a tad easier to grab onto, but not enough to make a difference in an actual football game, especially considering all the other factors as wind, opponents coming after you, and all those things. I think that's a minor benefit, if anything. What's your opinion?
I agree. You know, at first I thought that I was along with everybody else saying that Patriots are cheating and stuff, but after doing the test, I realized that, you know, 1 PSI or 1.5 PSI difference in pressure doesn't really make a difference. Either way, it's hard to throw a wet football. It's hard to catch a wet football. And I don't think pressure really has anything to do with that. I can tell a little bit of difference in the punting, as you were saying, with it's easier to kick a more full football, but other than that, I couldn't really notice any real differences. So.
Anyways, guys, let us know what you think in the comments section, and we'll talk to you guys later. Make sure you subscribe.